Picture this. Grown men in shorts chasing a ball around a field, suddenly transforming into the stuff of legends. That's right, folks, we're talking about Euro 2024, where soccer players decided to cosplay as superheroes and gave us moments that'll be replayed at family gatherings until our grandkids roll their eyes. Scotland versus Hungary, the Great Haggis Heartbreak. Chubbut scored a last-minute winner to break the Scots' hearts. In a drab game, Chubbut provided a rare moment of quality to convert on the break. The goal also all but eliminated Scotland from the Euros. It was a real kick in the teeth for the Scots, as they were depending on this game to qualify for the knockout rounds. Earlier, the Germans humiliated them, and they barely managed to draw against Switzerland. Switzerland versus Germany, the clockwork comeback. Meanwhile, Germany, a country known for its efficiency, decided to be fashionably late to its own rescue party. For most of the game, it played like it had forgotten how to kick a ball, while the Swiss looked smoother than their chocolate. Enter Füllkrug. Germany's blushes were spared as he scored a last-second equaliser against a dogged Swiss side that looked much better than their counterparts for most of the game. German fans went from contemplating which excuse to use for their defeat, the grass was too green, our lederhosen were too tight, to celebrating like they'd won the whole tournament. It was a reminder that in football, as in life, it's not over until the large Füllkrug sings. Croatia versus Italy, Modric's emotional rollercoaster. Croatia's midfield wizard and part-time hair model Luka Modric decided that regular football was too boring for his tastes. So he turned the Croatia versus Italy match into his personal theme park ride. First, he missed a penalty, causing Croatian fans to collectively gasp so hard they nearly sucked all the air out of the stadium. But wait, plot twist. A minute later, he scores, sending those same fans into a frenzy that threatened to register on the Richter scale. Just when Croatia thought they had it in the bag, Italy, like that relative who overstays their welcome, decided to crash the party. Zaccagni curled in an equaliser with the last kick of the game, a goal so beautiful it probably made Italian sculptors weep with joy. The result, Croatia went home, their dreams as shattered as a dropped plate of Strucli, while Italy squeezed through by the skin of their pizza-loving teeth. Modric couldn't conjure up enough magic to keep his country in the Euros. Goodbye, sweet prince. Slovenia versus Serbia, the 95th minute miracle. Serbia, still nursing a bruised ego from their England encounter, and possibly some actual bruises, needed something special to stay in the competition. Enter Luka Jovic. After trailing from a Karničić goal that had Serbian fans considering a mass migration to Slovenia, Jovic became Serbia's saviour. His 95th minute equaliser was like finding a winning lottery ticket in your laundry. Unexpected, thrilling, and slightly unbelievable. This last gasp goal probably caused a nationwide shortage of heart medication in Serbia. It also proved that in football, much like a good barbecue, timing is everything. Serbian fans went from planning their team's funeral to planning street parties. Netherlands versus Austria, when the Dutch treat turns sour. The Netherlands, famous for their total football, tulips, and ability to live below sea level, found themselves in deep water against Austria. The Austrians, tired of being known as the other German-speaking country, decided it was time to make a name for themselves. While not a last-minute goal, Austria stung the Dutch with a late goal to take the game deservedly. Austrians went toe-to-toe with the Netherlands and came out on top thanks to Sabitzer's 80th minute goal. This game made the other teams in the Euros sit up and take notice of the Austrians. The Dutch players looked more confused than a tourist in Amsterdam's red light district, while the Austrians celebrated like they'd just invented schnitzel. Portugal versus Chechnya, the Conceição crescendo. What a roller coaster of emotion this game was, and this was the first game of this group. Portugal needed a strong start to the competition, but they got off to the worst of starts as the Czechs took a 62-minute lead via Provod. The huffing and puffing came after the equaliser as Portugal kept attacking and the Czechs kept defending. But the moment of glory came in the 92 minutes as Conceição converted a low cross to send the Portuguese contingent into delirium. England versus Slovakia, Bellingham's acrobatic antics. England's first knockout game in the Euros was about to be their last until the divine intervention from Jude Bellingham. To everyone's surprise, Slovakia took the lead with Schranz's well-worked goal. England kept probing, but they couldn't break down the Slovaks' defence. The moment came in the 95th minute. England, taking inspiration from Rory Delap, went with a long throw routine. Gay headed the throw, and with almost the final kick of the game, Bellingham, in a must-win game for England, equalised with a spectacular scissor kick goal to keep England in the game. Harry Kane scored within the first minute of extra time to send England into the quarter-finals of the Euros. It was harsh on Slovakia as they had clung on to the lead for almost the entirety of the match. But England's persistence finally paid off, and this was just the start of England's dramatic comebacks in the tournament. France versus Belgium, the Vertonghen vexation. France and Belgium seemed determined to bore everyone into submission in a game duller than a political debate about paint colours. It was like watching two master chefs decide to have a competition making plain toast. France had been unspectacular throughout the Euros, and this game also added to that conclusion. France struggled to break down the Belgians, and Belgium were equally poor on their part. It looked like penalties would be the only thing separating the two sides, until an unfortunate moment for Vertonghen arrived in the 85th minute of the game. Vertonghen deflected Kolo Muani's effort into his own goal, an effort which was headed straight to the keeper. Belgium didn't have much time to respond and ended up crashing out of the tournament because of that goal. Netherlands versus England, the substitutes' revenge. In a shocking turn of events, even statisticians checked their figures twice because England looked dominant in a big game. The Dutch, perhaps thinking they were still in the group stages, took an early lead through Xavi Simons and decided to take a collective nap. Harry Kane won and converted a penalty in the 18th minute, and then it was a game of cat and mouse. Neither of the two teams wanted to risk too much and lose out. England, to their credit, were a bit more adventurous. Also, credits to Gareth Southgate for the changes he made in the game because he brought on Cole Palmer and Ollie Watkins late in the game, probably thinking about extra time as well, but that wasn't required. The substitutes combined in the 90th minute to score an iconic last-minute winner. Palmer found Watkins making a run inside the box. Watkins took the ball on the turn and swept it through De Vreya's feet and past Verbruggen. This was it. England were in yet another final of the Euros. Back-to-back finals for the English, and the celebration after the final whistle said it all. The save of the tournament. Mart Gunok, the Turkish Wall. Against Austria, Mart Gunok decided to impersonate Gordon Banks. His save from Sabitz's header was so spectacular that it probably made Austria consider retiring from football altogether and sticking to skiing. Austria was pushing for an equaliser with a last gasp goal. It was either a goal or an elimination. Austria going out would come as a shock for the viewers because of how strong they looked in the group stage, but Turkey made them look ordinary for most of the game. Still, Austria hung in there, and a late chance arrived to equalise. Baumgartner got on the end of a perfect cross and struck a perfect header, down low on the ground and nestling into the bottom corner of the net, until the divine intervention by Gunok. At full stretch, the Turkish shot-stopper palmed the ball away from the goal, and it bore an uncanny resemblance to the Gordon Banks save against Pelé all those decades ago. It is probably the best save in the last 5 years or so. You have to see it to believe it. Gunok didn't just save a shot, he saved Turkey's entire tournament, for a while at least. It was like watching Spider-Man in goalie gloves defying the laws of physics and probably gravity itself. The block of the tournament. Dumfries versus England, desperado. Picture this, Denzel Dumfries, having just given away a penalty, probably feeling lower than a snake's belly button, but then, like a phoenix rising from the ashes, he makes a clearance so epic it probably caused a mini earthquake in the Netherlands. Foden looked cocksure to put England ahead against the Netherlands in the crucial semi-final tie. He was free in the box, and with only the keeper to beat, he beat Verbruggen. As the ball inched towards the goal, the tall figure of Dumfries appeared behind the goal line, who had anticipated the play brilliantly. Dumfries stopped the ball on the goal line and cleared the ball. The ref checked his watch, but the goal line technology remained unmoved because Dumfries had cleared the ball before the ball crossed the goal line. Dumfries also made himself a hero from zero because he was the one who had conceded the penalty for England to equalise against the Dutch, but now he was the one who had saved the Dutch from going home by making that last-ditch clearance. The Eriksen enigma. Heart of a lion, feet of a ballerina. Christian Eriksen's story is the stuff of legends. From heart-stopping drama in the Euro 2021, literally, to a heart-warming comeback in 2024, it's like watching a real-life Rocky movie but with more passing and less punching. Having lived through any human being's worst nightmare at the last Euros, Eriksen came back and came back strong. Not only was he one of the best players in the group stage, his comeback made an inspiration to every athlete. Eriksen crossed a big hurdle by just coming back from the dead, but to put in good performances one after the other was inspiring. It was a shame that the Danes lacked quality overall because they did look decent going forward and maintaining the defensive shape. Eriksen, who else, did the heavy lifting as the creator-in-chief. It doesn't matter Denmark didn't qualify for the latter stages, just seeing Eriksen grace the tournament again was a win in itself. His performance was a middle finger to adversity, a beacon of hope for anyone facing challenges, and a reminder that in football, as in life, the comeback is always stronger than the setback.
Christian Eriksen! What a story! What a story!
It just keeps getting better and better. It's what dreams are made of. What that fella's been through. But just, he's alive, he's so bright, he's so intelligent, everybody switches off a little bit, it's a devil, but just look at the movement, look at where he knows where to go. He doesn't get attracted to the ball, but he caresses it, and then before it just hits it, he just puts that into the back of net against a world-class goalkeeper who has got no chance.
Looking ahead, the bittersweet symphony of farewells. As the dust settles on Euro 2024's heroic moments, we can't help but feel a twinge of nostalgia. For some players, this tournament might have been their last hurrah on the international stage. But fear not, soccer fans, as one chapter closes, another opens.